The rise and fall of Al Capone. In the early 1900s, a young Alphonse Gabriel Capone was born into a poor family in Brooklyn, New York. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, he quickly became acquainted with the harsh realities of life. As a teenager, he joined a street gang, developing a reputation for his quick wit and fiery temper. These formative years shaped him into a formidable figure, preparing him for the chaotic world of organized crime. By the time prohibition was enacted in 1920, Al had made his way to Chicago, where he seized the opportunity to become a key player in the underworld. The Chicago outfit, led by Notorious, welcomed him. Notorious recognized Capone's potential and took him under his wing, teaching him the intricacies of bootlegging and racketeering. With a blend of charm and ruthlessness, Capone quickly rose through the ranks, gaining influence and wealth. As the demand for illegal alcohol surged, Capone's operations flourished. He became synonymous with the Roaring Twenties, living a life of luxury marked by opulent parties and flashy cars. Yet, the path to power was paved with violence. Rival gangs threatened his empire, and Capone responded with brutal efficiency. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1929, where 7 members of a rival gang were gunned down in a chilling display of power, solidified his fearsome reputation. However, with great power came great attention. Law enforcement, led by the determined Elliot Ness and his team of untouchables, began to close in on Capone. They focused on the meticulous financial records of his operations, seeking to bring him down for tax evasion rather than the violent crimes that had characterized his reign. Despite his ability to evade capture, the walls began to close in around him. In 1931, after a lengthy investigation, Capone was finally indicted. The trial was a spectacle, drawing national attention as the once untouchable gangster faced his reckoning. On October 17, 1931, he was convicted of tax evasion and sentenced to 11 years in federal prison. Behind bars, Capone faced a harsh reality. Stripped of his power, he struggled with the consequences of his past. His health deteriorated due to syphilis, and the once mighty kingpin found himself isolated and forgotten. After serving only a fraction of his sentence, he was released in 1939, a shadow of his former self. Retreating to his estate in Palm Island, Florida, Al Capone lived out the remainder of his days battling illness and nostalgia. On January 25, 1947, he succumbed to his health issues, leaving behind a complicated legacy. Al Capone's story is a dramatic tale of ambition and consequence, a man who rose to power in the lawless era of prohibition, only to fall victim to the very forces he sought to control. His life serves as a cautionary tale about the seductive allure of power and the inevitable downfall that follows a life of crime, forever etched in the annals of American history.